Hey guys, Dr. Mustache here at the Pet Lab with the Pet Collective. Now there's an old saying that cats always land on their feet. And there's another old saying that a piece of buttered toast will always land buttered side down. So today on Pet Lab, we're going to tie a piece of buttered toast, buttered side up, to the back of this cat. Oh. Okay. All right, so our lawyer has just informed me that we will not be tying anything to Mr. Fluffernutter here today. Great. So instead, we're just going to focus on our feline friends facility for always falling feet first. Why do cats land on their feet? The answer is aerial righting reflex. And there you have it. Wait, you're not sure what that means, right? Okay, let me explain. It turns out that cats are anatomically optimized for righting themselves during falls. No matter how it starts to fall, a cat can twist its spine so that it rotates its legs under its body, holds that position, and then lands on its 4 feet. No big deal, right? Well, it turns out it's harder than you would think. Let's look at people for comparison. With 26,000 fatalities in 2010 alone, falling was the 3rd leading cause of accident-related death in the United States, according to the Center for Disease Control, which has a pretty cool website with all sorts of charts about causes of death, if you're into that kind of thing. But even if you fall a couple feet or even inches sometimes, you can still break a bone. Maybe that's why between 2 and 5% of the general population suffers from acrophobia, the fear of heights. But not so with cats. They can jump from ledge to ledge without a second thought. Sometimes they've even been known to survive falls from high-rise windows. But what makes cats so good at this? Why can't I just right myself while I'm falling, absorb the impact, and walk away? Well, let's take a moment to look at some of the factors that go into falling and, more importantly, landing. First up is speed. When you're falling, the human body accelerates at 22 miles per hour for every second that you're falling. Eventually, if you fall far enough, air resistance or terminal velocity causes you to fall at a constant but still very fast rate. After you consider speed, there's the distribution of mass throughout a body. And the final and related element is how our body absorbs impact. Well, it turns out that cats are superior to humans on all these fronts. They're smaller than we are and have much less mass, so they hit the ground with significantly less force than we do. They spread their arms and legs like a skydiver would to increase their air resistance. And this gives them a terminal velocity of 60 miles per hour, which is still a lot, but it's only half of human terminal velocity, which is 120 miles per hour. And they distribute their weight across 4 limbs, not just 2, which means if they can get their legs underneath them, they'll land on 4 shock absorbers. And this is the really amazing thing about a falling cat. It almost always manages to get its feet underneath its body. That means it not only survives a fall, but it lands on its feet and walks away. The process starts when cats use their eyes and inner ears to determine which way is up and which way is down. As soon as the cat figures out which way is up, it manages to twist face downward without ever changing its net angular momentum. This complex series of movements where the cat's spine bends to allow its front and rear ends to rotate semi-independently allows the cat to get them twisted around correctly to absorb impact. This maneuver that cats pull off instinctually has been perfected by the time they're 7 weeks old. But it takes the level of muscle control, coordination, and speed usually only found in humans when they're competitive divers or gymnasts or figure skaters, with years of focus and practice. When you combine that with their inherent physical advantages, you begin to understand how cats are able to fall time and time again without injury. According to NBCnews.com, a deaf cat in Boston fell 19 stories from its owner's apartment window onto a small patch of mulch right next to the building, and only suffered a collapsed lung and a chipped tooth. Now, tales of human survival of more than a couple stories are really, really rare, and they usually involve multiple broken bones and months of recovery. So it seems to us silly, clumsy humans that cats have 9 lives, but it turns out they just have biology and physics on their side. Oh well. At least we don't chase laser pointers. Well, that's it for me, Dr. Mustache, and this edition of Pet Lab. Remember, if you have questions about your pet, or pets in general, leave them in the comments section below, and maybe we'll feature your question in a future episode of Pet Lab. Meanwhile, why not click that subscribe button and join the Pet Collective, a terrific YouTube channel that features 24/7 puppy cams, music video parodies starring your favorite pets, and me, Dr. Mustache, answering all of your pet questions.